Likes, shares, comments, followers, these are all things that makes us feel good. But do followers really help move your business along? Or is it just about the vanity metrics? I'm gonna talk to Pat Flynn about how you can get superfans instead of followers. And this is a loyal community of people who will scream your name from the mountaintops, always give you referrals, and will be happy to buy from you because of all the value you provide them. Coming right up. I want to focus on this, which is, you have no followers, subscribers, and customers. It's all about superfans. But if you're getting out, and maybe you're not going to be an entrepreneur, but maybe you're just going to kind of go into the traditional work environment, how do you get the attention that you need in order to showcase the fact that you have value to deliver?
Yeah, I mean, you don't start out by having superfans on day one. It's not at all. You have to have followers. You have to eventually get subscribers, eventually to then get customers, and then the superfans come after that. But when you're just starting out, like, where do you start? Well, really it starts with understanding those who you want to serve and who you want to help. And so really it comes down to what groups of people interest you, such that you want to learn more about what they need help with. Because truly any successful business or entrepreneur is it's just about solving problems. And I think a lot of people start with, oh, okay, I need to start a podcast, or I need to write a book, or I need to start an online course. How do you know that? You don't. And I think it's just guessing up front. So you can remove that guesswork by getting really in tune and involved with people who you want to help. And what that means is literally have conversations with them, understand them, learn about what those problems are, but also how they describe those problems. What have they tried to solve those problems with before that didn't work? Why didn't they work? And really it just takes one or two of these kinds of conversations to really fire up a ton of light bulbs and fire under you to go and help those people. A very common strategy in business is to think about who your ideal customer is. You come up with your customer avatar, as they often say. And I don't like that exercise. I think it's smart in the sense that, well, you need to pick something, right? Because if you build a business for everybody, you're actually building a business for nobody. But if you just make up a person, well, what happens when you're building something and you want to ask that person a question? You can't, because they're not real, right? But if you find real people in real life, not only do you understand what their problems are from their voice, you hear their intonation, you feel their emotion, you empathize with them, so that when you create your creation or your solution or your platform, you already have them in mind. And that's where you can get ahead of way more people who are just jumping in because entrepreneurship is cool, right? And it is a cool thing, and it's the barrier to entry is super low, but as a result, people aren't doing that necessary work up front. Or because it's online, I can hide behind my keyboard and I don't have to have social interactions. Even if you're an introvert like me, you have to go there to find people. Where do you find people? You put yourself in places like events or conferences, or even just asking your friends, family, what they might need help with. That's where it starts.
Everyone always says you need to really niche down, like narrow the focus, like more and more and more. Like how do you do that? Like everyone, your ideas are so big and broad and you're thinking big, but how do you really know how to like just kind of channel it down a little bit to really serve that kind of avatar like you're saying?
You have to continually have these conversations such that you're getting the reaction where a person's like, oh, I know that you're for me. That's what you want to work toward. What I mean is, and I love that you mentioned this, because the riches are in the niches. Even though if you pronounce it niches, it still makes sense. The riches are in the niches, because when you niche down, yes, you're serving potentially less people, but you're actually going to serve more people, because you will cut through the competition, because there is less competition. You're going to speak the exact language that that particular audience will resonate with, to a point where, and again, you want to go so far as to get that reaction of, oh, I know you're for me, versus all the other options that they might have out there. So let's say you want to be somebody who is in the fitness industry. If you create a website, you're going to go, I'm going to help people with their fitness. The chances are that you're going to talk to somebody and go, I'm going to help you with fitness. They're not probably going to go, well, how do I know that you're my person? That passion can come through to the point where a person can feel that wanting to serve. But I think when you niche down, it goes, okay, well, I'm going to not help you with fitness. I'm going to help you run a marathon. Now, yes, you're narrowing down the field, but now you are more likely to gain the interest of those who are in that more niched field. So now marathon runners, okay, cool. Are you going for beginner marathon runners or advanced? Because they have a completely different language as well. So if you just say, hey, I help people in the marathon, run a marathon, you might likely get questions like, okay, well, what about that? And then you go deeper. Okay, I help people get off the couch and eventually become a marathon runner. Okay, now you know who you're targeting. Now you know exactly what their problems are. They've never done this before. It's scary. And now you know you can give them different kinds of quick wins to enable them versus people who are maybe more advanced who are going for record-setting numbers. Completely different solutions, even though it's in the same field. So hopefully you can see that by niching down in this way, you're narrowing in on the language, you're narrowing in on the solutions, and probably what your first steps might be.